All right, what's up, frauds? This is Spike Shooter here with Jonas Mark, and as promised, we got a roster to review. This time with Impact. We'll be doing a few of these, mostly the stuff that probably hasn't been done to ad nauseum from a bunch of other people, because I have yet to see anyone cover the Impact roster yet. But once again, I'm here with Jonas Mark. What's up, man?
Nothing much. I am actually excited to review Impact because that's one of the things I grew up with as well. And I know they've had a lot of people like Jeff Hardy and actual big names on their show. And it's interesting to just see how they went sort of from semi-decent to a little bit better. And now they're just in the downhill and they're just recycling wrestlers, essentially.
But we're supposed to take them with some sort of importance because they have a working relationship with AEW now. So that, of course, means that Impact is on the rise again, you know? It's not just some walking zombie just grasping for air or anything. No, they're back in the game now. Now that they're working with AEW, they're really back in the game.
Yes, working with a company that's barely been around a year.
Back to wrestling relevance, so to say. I couldn't even say that with a straight face, seriously. But yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're going to go by with each wrestler and then look at the description. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be just as bad as like the descriptions that WWE and NXT rosters get. But we're gonna be starting off with a really, really scary image. It's a guy named Ace Austin, and oh yeah, they have like, I think this is their Titantrons or something like that, or their Dixie, or their Cartatrons, or whatever they call it now. But this guy has the hair of a modern day feminist. Seriously, I mean, he has the dyed hair, and he has the half shaved look, which is, I don't know why any man would have that. Honestly,
awful. Looks like a rip-off magician. Just looks like he's literally entering magic school with his little card in his mouth, and
yeah,
he sucks.
So the description says, as one of Impact Wrestling's youngest stars, Ace Austin has proven to be nothing short of a prodigy. A prodigy of what? Well, I mean, honestly. In less than a year with the company, Ace became the X Division champion, defeating 4 other competitors in a ladder match at Impact's biggest event of 2019, Bound for Glory. Has the success gone to Ace's head for winning a cruiserweight belt? Maybe Ace has always been this obnoxious. Whatever the case, Ace's swaggers into the next phase of his career with the utmost confidence that's going to be Aces up. Get it? Ha ha ha.
Is that his prodigy accomplishment? Winning X Division, winning a title that they pretty much let everybody hold at some point?
I guess so, because, he's such a charismatic guy, and the X Division champion is still a very, very relevant title in TNA or Impact, wherever they want to call themselves nowadays.
Ugh. Yeah,
so do you see? Another thing we're going to do is say if there's any way these wrestlers will have any sort of path to stardom, if we can find out anything. So I know, Joan, that's kind of your specialty. You probably have better ideas for that than me. But do you see any sort of direction for him to become a star?
I don't think so. I see nothing other than mid-carder, maybe do tag action with somebody, but yeah, like I see anything like worthy or anything that stands out. Like, wow, maybe you're one of the few guys with purple hair. That's about it.
Is that really a compliment, though?
No, but that's I can't say this for sure, but I assume not many other people on their roster have purple hair other than the Divas.
Not, at least not in WWE, but yeah, I think maybe if you ditch the purple hair, maybe get some actual charisma or something, maybe But I don't know. I think you're up to a really bad start with that one ace. So we'll go to Alicia Nix, and she looks just like Emma did in WWE. The
Oh,
blonde
great.
hair, the
From our
weird ring
hometown.
it here. Yeah, oh yeah. As feisty as she is cute, Boston native Alicia Edwards is ready to continue to make her mark on the Knockouts division, because when you're feisty, you're smiling in your picture. Alicia has been quite busy multitasking the past year by keeping her demented husband, Eddie Edwards, in check and help him snap out of whatever has consumed him. I'm already dreading looking at Eddie Edwards right now. Alicia has also focused on keeping her name in the discussion with the Knockouts each and every week. So basically, we got someone that looks like Emma. And yes, we're both from Boston, so it's already kind of hard to see that this is our representation and Impact. But is there
So
a
no
yeah?
championships listed that she's won.
Nope.
Nothing she does other than a side piece for Eddie Edwards and how she apparently is keeping her name in with the Knockouts. That's great. So she hasn't done anything basically.
I mean, you can't really talk about Knockouts being stars, especially in today's Impact. I mean, once upon a time, maybe there was a little something to it. Definitely better than the Woman Revolution WWE divas. But yeah, I don't think the Knockouts are what they once were. So I don't think there's any sort of direction for her to be a star in today's division. Unless you can think of something.
No, I fire her. She doesn't do anything. She's a generic blonde character.
Nah. And I like blondes too. So now we got a guy in a Halloween mask and what looks like some S&M costumes. Always a good start. This is Black Taurus. Ooh. And he's from Mexico as well. So he's got to be good, because everyone from Mexico has to be a great wrestler, right, Joan?
I guess I've actually seen some of his stuff with Rosemary and Crazy Steve and them, so I've
Oh,
actually
okay.
seen some of his stuff. He's not terrible, but we've already overplayed the monster card a lot in TNA because we had Abyss, then Judas Messias, then Relic, then Black Rain, and yeah, they just keep going with the monster thing, and it's just been overplayed. But once this whole members of the Hive crap dies down, I don't see what he's gonna do. Is he ever gonna take off the mask, or is he ever gonna do anything? I
Well, no,
don't see
because
him as a single.
Mexican masked wrestlers never take their masks off unless it's like for a match or something like that. But let's look at the description. Triple A's Black Taurus, oh, they're mentioning other wrestling companies, has brought his daunting demeanor back to Impact Wrestling. As revealed on Impact, Black Taurus is the newest member of Decay, joining forces with Rosemary and Crazy Steve because Abyss went on to be a producer for WWE, which I think is going swimmingly well, I think. But I mean, outside of just being a Mexican wrestler, is there any like road to success outside of just being with two similarly scary looking wrestlers?
No, I see him doing mid card stuff. Obviously, can't do X Division. I don't know if they're going to give him a singles push, but he's just a generic strong masked wrestler. So he's essentially like Bobby Lashley in a mask.
Well, that I think Bobby Lashley would probably have a little bit more credibility. I don't know. I like I said, I haven't seen him wrestle, but that's kind of a reach for Bobby Lashley. But I'll go with that anyway because you watch this more than I do. Brian Myers, the old Kurt Hawkins from Jones' former favorite tag team, the Edgeheads, and he looks the same as he does from the last time he was with WWE as well. The most professional wrestler. Oh, he's most professional. He's a guy that everybody wants to fight, I guess, is back in Impact Wrestling. The former Impact Tag Team Champion now has his sights set on the Impact World Championship. Isn't that kind of sad, though? I mean, this guy was a jobber in WWE, and Impact wants to make him a world champion. Just doesn't... Yeah. What will Brian Myers' next move be? Find out Thursday nights at 8/7 on Access TV. All right, so basically, he just looks the same as he was in WWE, just with a different name. I mean, to me, it just screams another mid-carder wrestler, honestly. What's your thoughts on that, though?
He couldn't cut it in WWE, so they basically took him over here and trying to make him big. Plus the fact that at least half to a third of his description is literally plugging their own network and show, that obviously means he's shit and hasn't done anything there.
Right. He's just not sticking anyway. So even Impact knows he sucks. All right. So next we have Chris Bay. And what kind of man wears a jacket like that, like a half jacket where the belly button is showing out? As one of the hottest free agents in professional wrestling, okay, he's copying the MVP gimmick, Chris Bay has now signed with Impact Wrestling. Prepare yourself for athletic, high-flying action like only the ultimate finisher can provide. Like, how many wrestlers we have today that are high flyers?
All of them?
Yeah. At Slammiversary, Chris Bay dethroned Willie Mack to become X Division champion for the very first time. And that's something that you really need to put into the description. All right, so let's look at this guy. Like I said, the half jacket is absolutely gay, even with the chains. The glasses, the man bun. Just everything wrong with wrestling right there. But, Joan, do you have any sort of way that he can change himself up to become any sort of like main eventer or whatever?
I don't see any potential. I see a ripoff of MVP mixed with a ripoff of Orlando Jordan or that Velveteen Dream, and I don't get what his gimmick is.
Well, he's the hottest free agent. That's his gimmick.
Yeah, he should be a free agent when he gets fired.
But he'll probably be like another like indie wrestler wrestling in like gymnasiums of like 15 people anyway. So now we go on to Crazy Steve, and I will admit that I did see him for like a couple appearances when he was in the team called the Menagerie, where he was basically ripping off Doink the Clown. But then he went into Decay. He went to Decay, and this is where this gimmick came from. So the description is, Crazy Steve is back in Impact Wrestling. I guess nobody cared that he was gone or anything like that, because of course nobody's watching. As a former member of both the Menagerie and Decay, this bizarre individual is one of the most unpredictable on the roster. Follow him each and every Thursday night on Access TV. Which, that doesn't make any sense. He's unpredictable, but they're saying you can watch him every week. Doesn't that sound wrong?
Yeah, I don't really get it. I mean, I don't mind him. He's not the worst. I think he's tolerable. I think he can be a decent mid-carder or something else, but I don't see anything else coming out for him. Like, I don't see him doing anything important.
I mean, like I said, I only saw him when he was in the Menagerie, and just doing clown getup, it just screamed like early 90s WWF, like golden era stuff. Like he would be like Doink the Clown, or like the Doink the Clown's tag team partner or something like that. Really, really shit gimmick. I know the Decay was a big thing for a little bit, but yeah, that's all I saw of Crazy Steve. What was that?
I'd say Decay is sadly one of their better things. I don't mind Decay that much. I actually think it's a lot better than that crap. Oh God, what do you call it? The Bray Wyatt shit. I think it's a lot better than that.
Oh, the Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah.
This
So
was scary with all my puppets.
and your little lightning bugs.
I'm a more scary Geppetto. Jesus Christ. And he's still not back either because he's still mourning Luke Harper's death. Which is kind of sad, but come on. It's time to move on, man. He died back in December and he was still this hung up about it. I know that's controversial, but yeah. So now we got Davari. You remember Davari from like 2005 when he was managing Muhammad Hassan?
Jesus Christ, he looks literally like a miniature version of Ryback right there.
Yeah, he's also been on the roids too, from the looks of it as well.
Yeah, he was never that ripped, so I don't know. Davari was all right before, but I don't really have a anything important.
Davari made his shocking return to Impact Wrestling that nobody cared about in the Call Your Shot Gauntlet at Bound for Glory. What does the Impact veteran and former X Division champion have in store for the roster? Tune in to Impact every Thursday at 8/7 Central on Access TV to find out. I mean, he was a decent manager for like a really, really good heel, but that was pretty much it. I've never seen him wrestle. Have you ever seen him wrestle?
A few times, nothing that great, but you know, could be a mid-carder, could be, I don't know. He's not that great, but he's tolerable.
I mean, I know his brother was in WWE for all of like 5 seconds too. I don't even know what happened to him, but that's it. This guy looks like somebody's uncle, Dave Penzer. Longtime ring announcer and voice of both TNA and WCW, has made his way back to Impact Wrestling. Hear the legendary voice of David Penzer. I'm sorry, I couldn't say that with a straight face because I've never even heard of him. See, the legendary voice of David Penzer echoes throughout the Impact Zone as he makes the in-ring introductions each and every Thursday night on Access TV. Why are they plugging Access TV in their shows on every bio? It's kind of weird. Hold on one sec. Can you do me a favor and like talk about like TNA related stuff from your memory? Because I really have to go to the bathroom. I had like 3 beers and everything, so I'll try to make it quick. I'll be right back.
Yes, I will rant about TNA. So, for anybody watching or who does watch this, put in the comments who, if you watch TNA or any of the people that you like, because I actually don't mind when the beautiful people were there and like the Awesome Kong, Gail Kim, and you know, even though Samoa Joe's fat now and he's got like man boobs, like the Samoa Joe Kurt Angle feud wasn't bad. Nation of Violence thing wasn't bad. When MVP there, it was tolerable. After the Judas Messias Abyss thing, I just got sick of a lot of the monster crap, like Black Rain, Relic. Oh, if you spell Relic backwards, it's killer. Yeah, that's not edgy. That's crap. But yeah, Crazy Steve, I actually don't mind. Fuck, was it Raven? I think. Yeah, Raven was, you know, one of the good characters. I don't know. Rosemary, I'd say was actually probably one of my bests. But yeah, for anyone watching, like leave your favorite memory or like wrestler from TNA in there. Granted, they have a lot of WWE, just people washed up in there, and like, you know, Davari and fucking yeah. But yeah, Crazy Steve isn't bad. I don't know, a lot of the originals, Big Papa Pump, like fucking I didn't really like EC3. He's like a juice head freaking generic Jersey Shore character. He literally looks like it. Looks like Mike the Situation. Yeah. I don't know, there's a lot of people who are just really going back and forth. Like the Hardys were there, Kurt Angle, like a lot of ECW people went there. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like the roster has gone downhill a lot. But yeah. I'm down to talk about wrestlers anytime. Like if people bring up stuff. Oh, welcome back. So,
That was like the quickest pee break I've had in years.
I was just ranting on about characters and people that I like in this. Telling anyone watching if they want to leave a comment of favorite TNA memories or wrestlers, and also just talking about how WWE and ECW just wash up people into this company.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was like sour grapes for a lot of the WCW guys that didn't go to the WWE. But yeah, it is what it is. So where are we going to next?
We are on.
Oh, it's a guy with Dean Ambrose's. Oh no, not Dean Ambrose. Triple H's 2002 jacket.
Oh God.
Diener. I mean, I already mentioned Dean Ambrose, so I might as well say, formerly known as Cody Diener. Oh, they're doing the same thing that WWE does. They get rid of like the first name and just go with the last name or something shit like that. The man now simply known as Diener has completely reinvented himself. After being persuaded to betray his cousin Jake and join forces with Eric Young and Joe Doering, Diener revealed a new look and level of aggression. So that basically meant that he probably shaved his head and got that jacket to begin with. But yeah, just another generic, tough-looking guy. He's probably crazy as well. But do you see anything that screams main eventer or like really good upper mid carder or something like that?
Nope. Bald, got the facial stubble, got the crappy sports jacket. Yeah, he's going places. Yeah, he just sucks.
He's the edgy guy of
God.
Impact Wrestling. If the jacket was any sort of proof right there. All right, so we're going to another knockout. I see this girl mentioned quite a bit on like wrestling sites. I guess she's quote unquote good, but Deonna Purrazzo made a statement when she signed with Impact Wrestling and quickly dethroned Jordynne Grace at Slammiversary to become the new Knockouts champion, even though nobody was watching again. What's next for the Virtuosa now that she sits at the top of the Knockouts division? What is next for her, honestly? I don't know. I don't like what she's wearing. That kind of look is kind of crap. Nothing too attractive. Yeah, but like I said, knockout. Yeah,
generic female character. I've never watched any of her matches or moves. Maybe she might have some talent, but she probably just does the slaps, the kicks, the shoving, the generic female wrestling, and yeah.
I mean her signature move is an arm bar, for fuck's sake. An arm
never
bar.
Mind. Yeah, didn't see that. Then fuck that. Just generic.
An arm bar is a signature move. I mean, seriously, what has happened to wrestling with this kind of bullshit? Where an arm bar is a popular move for a wrestler. Seriously. I don't think anybody can argue that at all because those have been around forever. Oh, Dilo Brown. Remember this guy from the good old days?
And selling out.
Professional wrestling legend Dilo Brown is back in Impact Wrestling, this time as part of the commentary team alongside Matt Striker. Oh, God, we're going to have to look at him next. So, Dilo Brown, he first got noticed in the Nation of Domination, and then he was, I guess, a mid-carder for a while on Raw, and then he kind of drifted away for a little bit. So, this is what he's been reduced to.
He has no reason to be there. He already did his stuff, so...
I actually like Dilo Brown, though, so yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I know I've watched his interviews. He's kind of like a semi-regular interviewee for Dark Side of the Ring. Sorry, and he seems like a decent guy. But yeah, what are you doing in Impact being an announcer, man? Just retire. You've been at this for over 20 years now. Just come on, man. All right, next up, Eddie Edwards. So this was the guy that Sammy Callahan busted with a baseball bat a couple years ago. I guess before then he was in some over tag team that was in TNA for a while too. The American Wolves or something like that.
His signature move, Christ
The
almighty.
Boston Knee Party. Oh my God. Is he
Sweet.
also from Boston too?
Unfortunately.
Oh man.
Don't
Yeah, so
worry. We have
as you
tough
guys know,
talent.
we're both from Boston, if we hadn't said that before. And just looking at these guys that are from our area is just fucking ridiculous. And John Cena is also from the Boston area too, which is a completely different story. But Jesus Christ.
And don't forget the ever talented main eventer, Sasha Banks.
Oh no! Oh my God! You know, a lot of the smarks are going on Twitter and just acting like a bunch of creepy pedo personalities every time they see a picture of her. It's kind of gross. But here's a description of Eddie Edwards, former American Wolf. As a former world champion, two-time, they gave him the world championship. Oh my God. Two-time X Division champion, five-time tag team champion, the first ever winner of the Call Your Shot trophy, Eddie Edwards is easily one of Impact's most decorated wrestlers of all time. Starting his career with Impact Wrestling in 2014, Eddie has been sure to prove his perseverance as he embraces the phrase, anything is possible. Like, how generic of a catchphrase is that? Honestly, man.
That's crap.
After suffering a career-threatening injury at the hands of Sammy Callahan, his baseball bat, did that really look career-threatening, though? I know you saw that segment.
I don't think I was.
Eddie Edwards became a changed man, slowly losing his grip on sanity and eventually embracing a new hardcore mentality. So he's Dean Ambrose after that. That's basically what they're saying. He's a little crazy and he squirts mustard. Eddie is always accompanied by Kenny, his trusty kendo stick. Oh, so he's Perry Saturn's as well, which he's been known to talk to and crack wrestlers over the head with. Again, Perry Saturn's. So, yeah, apparently, I don't even think we need to say if he's main event worthy because apparently they became retards and gave him a championship. Oh my God.
He just looks like a jackass. I'd fire him.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, the guy screamed tag team wrestler to begin with, but holy hell. You gave him a world championship? My God, I knew TNA was already a dumbass company to begin with, but that's sinking to new lows right there. Now we go to your former favorite, Eric Young.
Oh God, look at him now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's completely shaved. No, yeah, he used to have that big ass beard too. I mean, was it one of those things where after he was let go from WWE that he just decided to shave everything off? Like he was like, what's it? There was another wrestler we had. What was the one? The one that kicked the baby. What was his name? Oh, Gene Snitsky. Like a couple years after he got depushed, he just shaved everything: eyebrows, hair, beard, everything. It kind of reminds me of that. So Eric Young is a world-class maniac. I bet he does a lot of maniac things, like that guy that left a cup of poop outside of the Performance Center. And he's back in Impact Wrestling. After making his surprise return at Slammiversary, he showed just how destructive he can be when he brutally attacked Rich Swann. Because, of course, Rich Swann's such a big baby face that you have to really get a ton of heel heat for that. So I know that Eric Young has been a pretty big deal in TNA in the past, but is there anything that can keep him from not being a main eventer now just by his look?
Oh God, he looks like one of those hairless cats. But yeah, like he was tolerable, and then he was in that weird faction where he had the giant lumberjack beard and pretty much looked like a Daniel Bryan. And yeah, now he's like does he do anything?
I don't think so. He's crazy.
Great. Like everyone else in the wrestler roster.
I mean, he's crazy Steve territory from the way they're making it look and sound. And of course, the big time smoker voice probably doesn't help matters either. But yeah, that's Eric Young. He's still kicking. So now we got. Well, this guy's a sumo wrestler, weighing in at 425 pounds. Fala Ba, I guess that's how you pronounce his last name. Certainly uses his size and agility to conquer the ring and any competitor.
Agility to what? The buffet?
Pretty much. Staying close to his Filipino roots. Oh, so because WWE has all the Samoan wrestlers, Impact has to get the Filipino wrestlers now because all the Samoan wrestlers are filled up now. Nobody wants to go to Impact. Fala proudly sports sumo Mawashi-inspired gear. When in the ring, Fala is known to execute offensive moves that capitalize on his size. While Fala is nothing short of intimidating, he still finds importance in bringing his personality and humor to the table each time he's in front of a crowd. So his signature move is a bonsai drop, so they're kind of making him be like Yokozuna, basically. So, main event player there, Jonas Mark?
Not really. I mean, just a generic big guy. Sadly, this is the most intimidating person we've seen in the roster yet.
I mean, if that face is any indication.
It's just a generic wannabe Samoan character mixed with a wannabe Yokozuna, and yeah.
He's Filipino though. He's not Samoan.
Yeah,
yeah. That's basically it. So, what's this guy? He looks like a comic book villain. Father James Mitchell is one of the most dark, demonic, and mysterious figures in Impact Wrestling history. I mean, we've had a lot of dark characters in Impact Wrestling history, too. From the depths of the undead realm to the Impact Zone, you never know what's on the mind of the sinister minister. You know, the name sounds familiar, but I can't say I saw him in anything, honestly.
Oh, no, you know him. He's the one who used to be the father of Abyss. Father James Mitchell.
When was that?
There was a whole gimmick where they were basically, he was saying he was the father of Abyss, and it was during the whole time, a little before the feud of Judas Messias, where he basically came out with him, and it was supposed to be like the Paul Heyman to the Brock Lesnar type of thing.
Oh, okay.
So anytime there were matches, people would try to choke slam him in the ring, and he just, what the hell? I don't get why he's there. Abyss is gone. Who does he have? I mean, he just sucks. And what the hell is he wearing?
He just looks like something out of he's like the Flash Gordon villain or like a Power Ranger villain or something like that.
Yeah, God, he looks like crap. I don't get why he's there. Abyss is gone. Abyss sucked. Fire him.
I thought you were a big Abyss fan back in the day.
I mean, he had violent matches, but in terms of like him as an actual wrestler, I'll take Kane or Undertaker in terms of big guys who can wrestle.
I mean, Abyss was kind of like a rip-off Mankind to begin with, so.
True. Oh, God, who we have next?
We have what looks like Sasha Banks clones. Fire and Flava.
Oh, great. Salt and pepper over here. Wonderful.
Kiera Hogan brings the fire. Tasha Steele brings the flavor. Combined, they are Fire and Flava. I wonder how long it took them to come up with that tag team name.
Oh, God.
At Hard to Kill, Fire and Flava defeated Havoc and Nevaeh to win the Knockout Tag Team Title Tournament and become Knockout's Tag Team Champions for the first time. So basically, this is pretty much gimmick infringement, unless they were around before Sasha Banks was around in WWE. But yeah, actually one of them has blue hair too. So yeah.
Awful.
Yeah, I mean, do you see like if one of them, if they were to break up and one of them went to singles competition, do you see them doing anything in the set exclusive knockouts division they have now?
Yeah, one's going to clean the bathrooms, the other's going to do dishes. Yeah, I don't see him going anywhere. We literally have Sasha Banks and Naomi repackaged.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Oh God,
that's the best way to put it. GM Miller.
Oh, sweet Christ.
Apparently, she's an announcer. As Impact Wrestling's backstage correspondent, GM Miller is always in search of the latest scoop. So, I guess they're making her out to be like a Renee Young or JoJo or whatever it is.
Yeah, I've heard her. She's fucking annoying.
I mean, she looks cute, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, no. Fire her.
Okay. Holy hell, what happened to Heath Slater here? Did he get a bit of a beer gut or something?
Heath has been enjoying the his winnings and spending it on fast food.
He's got did he have a beard like near the end of his WWE run?
I really don't remember.
Okay. For months, Heath has been trying to secure a spot in the stacked Impact Wrestling roster. After all, he's got kids. So did they do the same storyline he did like right before he left, where he did the I got kids gimmick?
I think, yeah, he just
At Bound for Glory, his wish was finally granted when Rhino won the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. So they're still connecting him with Rhino. I mean, is Rhino still doing the Cheese Whiz and Crackers thing as well?
That I have no idea about, but like, why is Heath Slater there? He didn't do anything in WWE, and now they're sending him here and trying to make him. Yeah, see, it says for months he's been trying to secure a spot. It's like, congrats, you spent months because everyone realizes you suck.
I mean, it's the same storyline. Like when they first did the brand split, they kind of played it off of him being like a free agent of sort. And, you know, I think it got over for a little bit. I mean, he did have a segment with Brock Lesnar that was kind of funny, but yeah, it's just a storyline ripoff of him doing the same shit. Of course, he's not I wouldn't call him main event material, but knowing Impact these days, they probably do that just because he was a former WWE guy. But honestly, do you see any way he can be like a credible main eventer there?
No, he should do X Division and fall from the top of the X.
Yeah.
He just sucks. He never did anything. I never liked him. I don't care that he's on a brand that's tolerable at times. I'm never going to like him.
I will give him this, though. He was a great comedy jobber. I think that he really excelled with that. He was kind of like a Brooklyn Brawler type in that regard. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe, like you said, have him go into the X Division, not actually win the title, but just be like the guy that will compete with whoever they want to push in that X Division. But that's really about it that I see for something that would be like a legit thing for him to do. All right. Geez, we still have a ways to go. Hernandez. Now, that's a familiar name. Hernandez is a former multi-time Impact World Tag Team Champion as part of LAX. As one of the most athletic big men in all of professional wrestling, Hernandez uses his strength and agility to propel his way to victory. I think he was around when you were watching Impact, right?
Yeah, I remember him. His whole LAX tag team. It wasn't. I didn't mind it. He actually is fairly athletic for a big guy, so you know he can do a lot of high flying stuff and strength stuff. So, he's not bad.
I think I remember seeing him on Lucha Underground that one season that I watched too. So it's not like he's been like just doing the TNA stuff. But yeah, he must be up there in age too. He looks like he's probably in his like early 40s now.
Yeah, he's definitely not young. I remember him as one of the first people from this show.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to like have him give him like a world championship just for being like doing the respectful thing. Just give him like one run as sort of the veteran, and then use it to put over somebody else that has any sort of credibility. That's fine. But other than that, yeah, a little past his prime, I guess. I think that's all we can really say for that. All right, who's next? Oh, it's Havoc. I think a lot of smarks at one point were clamoring for her to be like at the top of the knockouts. I think she was also trying out for WWE at one point, but then someone exposed her Twitter account, and she had a lot of questionable tweets that they found on there too. I think they also were like hyping her up during her initial run in TNA too. Since Havoc made her return to Impact Wrestling, she has proven why she's considered to be one of the most dangerous knockouts on the roster. I mean, she's probably like the biggest person in the knockouts division, so that doesn't really take much. After breaking free from Father James Mitchell, so there you go. That's why James Mitchell is still around.
Great, so he has the female abyss.
Havoc has set out to become Knockouts champion, and she will stop at nothing to accomplish that goal. So, yeah, like I said, I remember hearing a little bit about her, but I think at this point, it's like, who gives a shit with her anymore?
Yeah, I mean, her look isn't original. Congrats, she's got some little mask thing on. I don't get if she's supposed to be like a cyberpunk type of character, or if she's supposed to be like edgy, but she's not the worst thing, but I don't see the point in her being there.
I think her initial one was just a one match with Awesome Kong, and that was it. And then she went away, and now she's back. That's kind of funny, honestly. And now for the greatest name of any in professional wrestling right now, Jake something.
Oh, what the fuck?
I wonder how long it took them to come up with that name, Jake something. I mean,
yeah,
were they
nothing because he just sucks. He's a guy with a beard.
Honestly, did they like stop trying after a while to find a credible name for him? So they went with something, and they thought it was gold or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It just literally looks like frickin' who the hell am I thinking of? Mike Knox.
Yeah, pretty much. Jake something is the powerhouse. Oh, he's the powerhouse of the Diener family. Not only does he possess incredible strength, he's also one of the most agile big men in all of professional wrestling. So he's kind of like Braun Strowman. But yeah, long hair, big beard. Because we can't have enough of that. Big arms. He'd fit well in WWE, that's for sure.
Because he's got a place to go when he gets fired.
Because if you're not like a Mexican jumping bean, you're exactly what Jake something looks like in WWE. I mean, do you see anything that screams main event outside of the name?
No, it's hard to, compete with such an awesome name. But yeah, like, no, I've never seen his matches, but great. He's hairy, he's big, and he's got a beard. Congrats. He can't do anything.
Yeah. I mean, I think that kind of name is going to like tank a wrestling career, honestly. Our old friend James Storm is still alive and kicking in the Impact. He's pretty much the Marty Jannetty of Beer Money Inc., isn't he?
Yeah, didn't he go to WWE and then not make it or something?
Completely failed. He was in like NXT for I think a year, and then he was just released.
Oh God.
But it says
he's back. I mean, he obviously left TNA. I don't know why. He wanted to do better or something, but he's only good with fucking the other dude in it from Beer Money.
Rood.
Yeah, they're only good as a tag, not really good individual.
Robert Rood, as he's called now, he's stuck in a gay tag team with Dolph Ziggler.
Oh God. I mean, Beer Money wasn't the worst thing ever, but it got old fast.
So the description says TNA original and multi-time Impact World Tag Team Champion Cowboy James Storm is back in Impact Wrestling because he failed in NXT. After Alex Shelley was sidelined with an injury, Storm joined forces with his longtime friend Chris Sabin to form the Beer Guns.
Jesus Christ.
The Beer Guns, yeah. With their sights set on the Impact World Tag Team Championships, will the Beer Guns add yet another title reign to their impressive list of accolades? So, yeah, this guy's obviously never going to make it as a singles main event guy. I don't think he won any world titles in Impact, unless you remember any.
Can't remember any off the top of my head. He might have, but he's always been a tag person. He's just that tag team that they throw out in every match. He's pretty much like the New Day type of tag team, just always there, always around. Sucks as a singles competitor, so I don't see a point in him being there unless he's in a tag match.
Nah, I mean, it's sad because he kind of has the look of it, but he just fails every time when they try to give him a singles run. But what you gonna do? To use his phrase, sorry about your damn luck, James Storm. So now we got, holy hell, what is this guy? Joe Doering? Joe Doering made his presence felt in Impact Wrestling when he joined forces with Eric Young. While Doring's motives remain unclear, we do know that the pro wrestling veteran is a physical force to be reckoned with. But how can you be intimidating with a face like that?
Would he have half a fucking mustache?
Yeah, that's a half mustache. It's shaved right in the middle.
Wonderful.
Along with sort of like a Fu Manchu looking one as well. This guy doesn't scream main event at all.
No, he screams frickin' cowboy, country singer, or possibly playgirl for TNA. God damn. Yeah, there's nothing intimidating about that. I see generic people like that in pickup trucks driving every day. Like,
I mean, just look at that stomach, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. No. Oh, it's great. What the fuck?
What's this shit?
Oh, what the hell is that?
Johnny Bravo. I wonder if that's a Cartoon Network fan that came up with that name.
Oh,
Referee turned manager Johnny Bravo will stop at nothing to please longest reigning knockout champion Taya Valkyrie. So you can see that these descriptions are dated because Taya Valkyrie is actually in NXT right now.
Yeah, and God, he's got the little dog with the devil horns. He's a simp.
So after being shot at his wedding with Rosemary, they did a storyline with that. It was revealed that Taya was the culprit and she was hauled off to prison. So I guess that's how they explained her going to NXT. But
yeah, he sucks. He's got little fucking nightwear on.
So I guess this was what they were doing when he was doing the Rosemary angle. And he was looking like that. But yeah, it looks really gay. Seriously, I don't know what he's doing right now, but
I don't get the point of the little dog. Why does it have devil horns? Why is he wearing a freaking night shirt to bed? Like he looks like a freaking one of those chefs. He looks like at one of his at-home chef channels. Like this is Fabio and his little dog were making souffle tonight. Like
Fabio, Jesus Christ. Well, he probably doesn't look like that anymore if he's not doing anything with Rosemary, but I hate to see what they're doing right now with him. But I'm too lazy to even look. So who's next? We're like halfway through, I think. Oh my god, that already tells you we're in for some gay shit right there. Johnny Swinger. So of course he swings both ways, people. Don't just sing it, swing it.
What's with the suspenders and the? Is he a biker?
He's Adam Rose, people. This is fucking Adam Rose and Velveteen Dream and all those fun gimmicks. Fresh out of the time machine, Johnny Swinger has brought his vintage style to Impact Wrestling.
So is he supposed to be like Austin Powers? He just
No, because Austin Powers liked women. If you're if you have the name Swinger on it, then obviously you know what that means.
Yeah, just yeah, I fire him. I don't see any reason to keep him. He sucks.
And I think that is also his catchphrase: "Sing it, swing it." I think that's just as bad as "Don't be a lemon, be a rosebud," too.
Oh, that's bad.
I'm so sorry for bringing back Adam Rose, people, but yeah, that's probably the best comparison I can think of here.
If you want some good news halfway through this review, apparently WWE is using one of Cardi B's songs for SummerSlam.
Oh, I think she's also a host for SummerSlam as well.
Yeah, so there's some good news, people. Fucking no talent piece of craps on the show.
Well, she's probably going to get a segment with Sasha Banks because they look alike.
Yeah, is this a man, woman? Who the hell is that?
It's the new China. That's who it is. Jordan Grace. Because she has biceps that look exactly like China's.
Is she 50?
Probably. Jordan Grace is the kind of knockout who would prefer to do her talking in the ring. So she has poor mic skills, probably, is what they're saying. In the tradition of legendary knockouts like Awesome Kong. Okay, was Awesome Kong legendary, though?
No, she was just a big person who could throw people around.
Yeah. Kind of hard to put the term legendary to pretty much any knockouts. I know that back then there were some good ones, but legendary is taking it a bit far. Jordan uses her strength and power to pummel opponents. But make no mistake, she does it with a grace all her own. Gay. Just absolutely horrible. At Rebellion, former Knockouts champion Jordan Grace joined forces with second-generation star Rachel Ellering to capture the Knockouts Tag Team Championship. So, yeah, just big woman, not like Nia Jax type, but big biceps. Ugh.
Very 50s soccer mom, pretty much. I don't get the spandex yoga attire. I haven't even seen her and do anything, but I doubt she can. So fire her too.
Yeah. Just China ripoff is what I'm getting from this. All right, next up, let's bring it down. Well, let's just take a look at that face. I know there's a mouth guard in there, but what the hell?
Is that a ripoff Ryback?
I guess so. I mean, Ryback was kind of like a combination of Goldberg and Rob Van Dam. Josh Alexander is a young, hard-hitting Canadian athlete. So he's Canadian, so of course he has to be a big technical wrestler because all the best technical wrestlers are from Canada, just ask the Hart family, who came to Impact Wrestling with a plan to dominate. And so far, he is succeeding. I mean, he has a belt. Oh, it's the X Division belt. I mean, that's okay, but that's not exact domination. As a former Impact World Tag Team Champion, Walking Weapon, is that really his nickname? Walking Weapon?
Yeah, he just sucks.
He competes in the X Division. Oh, okay. So he went from a tag team guy to a cruiserweight. At Rebellion, Josh Alexander defeated Ace Austin and TJP to capture the X Division title. I mean, do you see? He looks like he has the technical wrestler character all taken care of, but do you see main eventer in him?
No, I see kid who looks like he's 17, fresh off the wrestling team, trying to prove himself. He sucks.
Yeah, he's kind of gotten the Kurt Angle get up with a beard.
Yeah, if Kurt Angle and Ryback had a baby, this would be it.
Yeah, pretty much. He even has the mouth guard from when Kurt Angle had it, like 05 and 06 too, when he was the wrestling machine, as they called him. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for him. And here's another gay guy. Caleb with a K.
What the hell?
I mean, a name like that you can't really even take seriously. at all.
I'm so glad they taught me how to spell Caleb.
Tennille Dashwood is back, and standing by her side is Caleb with a K as her personal photographer. Watch your back, though, when Caleb is at ringside, because he won't hesitate to get involved in the action.
Yeah,
I mean, he has the Jericho scarf from like 2014 people. He also has the gay hairdo as well, so that doesn't help his chances either.
So he isn't even a wrestler. He isn't even a manager. He is a photographer. Why does he have a spot on the page?
Well, he's a character. That's why. It's because all characters get their own bios. But yeah, obviously very gay. Next up is a kind of a legend. Not really, but a well-known name, Conan. The battle-tested, hard-nosed Conan is well-respected around the wrestling business. It's hard to say if LAX would have achieved their great feats without Conan as their backbone. Conan continues to introduce the latest hot Latino talent in Impact. So just from the bio, it seems like he's just giving rubs to other wrestlers, basically. I don't know if he's still wrestling or what. He was another guy I saw on Lucha Underground, but yeah, it just seems like he's basically there.
I mean, he's not terrible. I don't remember if he's wrestled. I think he might have wrestled in the past. I don't know if he does now. I don't know. He's part of the LAX thing, so I don't mind him. But I don't think he's anything special. Definitely not main event.
Maybe I think just from the sound of it, I think he's just like being like a manager for a new LAX stable, maybe. And with that, it's kind of like there's no point. So that's basically about it with Conan. I like him, but yeah. All right, Kimberly. She's kind of has a Wonder Woman-like wrestling attire right there. Kimberly has made her allegiance with Deonna Purrazzo and Suzanne as her top priority in Impact Wrestling. With her trusty brass knuckles in hand, the crown jewel is not afraid to bend the rules in order to obtain victory. So her gimmick is that she's a heel and that she's kind of like a female William Regal with the brass knuckles. And the crown jewel nickname sounds like she pretty much stole it from a very obvious place as well. Come on, guys. But yeah, your thoughts on this one?
Just sucks. Looks like a rip-off Bailey. And great, we have Caleb with a K and John E. Bravo and Kimberly. Wow, these are just so original. This sucks. They're trying to make her edgy, though, with the tattoos, even though she's dressed up in rainbow.
I mean, seriously, who are they hiring for these names, people? I mean, they're not even trying with this shit. We're still in the K's, man. Jesus Christ. So now we're at Madman Fulton. Okay, how many more like insane, crazy, or mad wrestlers are on Impact nowadays? Seriously. Are we just going to stop caring about trying to think of gimmicks and just have some people be crazy, some people be generic, some people be whatever? Because at this point, Dean Ambrose would fit so well with this roster with the amount of crazy and insane people. But Madman Fulton is a massive human being at nearly 7 feet tall, so he's just another generic tall guy. Since leaving OVE, he's joined forces with rising star Ace Austin, the magician guy, apparently. Whoever comes next for them, you can be sure that Madman Fulton will be there dropping bodies every Thursday night on Impact. Is this guy Sawyer Fulton from like 4 years ago, though? I think this guy's another NXT reject.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember him. He just looks like Braun Strowman without the beard, but a crappy bandana on.
And I love the fact that he has a tattoo of a necklace. I absolutely hate that idea. Why would you tattoo a necklace?
I don't know. He just looks like crap.
Have you ever seen anybody get a tattoo that ridiculous before?
I've seen somebody get a tattoo of a ring. It literally looked like if you were to have a ring and take it off. Like the outline of a ring all around their finger and it had engraving on it.
And I think he also has the heel Dean Ambrose jacket on too, with the brown and the fuzzy stuff too. So,
Oh,
yeah.
great aviator jacket.
Main event status for Impact though?
Oh no, he can carry the luggage in. We'll keep him for that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for him. Okay, so this is Matt Cardona, formerly known as Zack Ryder, because I don't know why he's still employed in any major wrestling promotion. No matter what stands in his way, Matt Cardona is always ready for a challenge. Since making his shocking Impact Wrestling, they didn't even put in debut, at Hard to Kill, Cardona has been at odds with his former best friend and tag team partner, Brian Myers. Cardona is here for one thing and one thing only: opportunity. Will Cardona's determination lead him to championship gold in Impact Wrestling? Okay, so at some point they're going to make him world champion material just because of the following himself. I think he still has somewhat of a following, which is kind of sad to say. But his signature move is radio silence. Jesus Christ. But yeah, this is Zack Ryder, people.
Yeah, what is he chewing on? Paperclip or a necklace or?
It's a necklace of some sort. At first, I thought he was chewing on a guitar pick or something like that. But yeah, do you see them putting the world title on him?
No, put him in with all the. Actually, no, just make an entire X Division match of all WWE rejects. That for amusement. But no, he's going nowhere.
Zack, like I said, I'm surprised he's lasted as long as he has on Impact. But yeah, I was never a Zack Ryder guy. A stupid gimmick. I don't know how he got a following of any sort. I mean, did you even see his internet show back in the day?
I did not, and I'm kind of glad I didn't.
How the hell did people like that shit? That's like the worst thing ever. But we're supposed to have applauded him for getting himself over with it. Jesus fucking Christ. So now there's Matt Striker.
Oh, God.
Matt Striker is a veteran of the pro wrestling industry, and now he brings his years of experience to the Impact announce desk. Now, let me ask you something. Did you actually like Matt Striker at any point?
Tolerable, but he was annoying. I didn't really care for him. And yeah, it says he's bringing his expertise over. Yeah, that must be why Impact's doing so great right now with ratings. Thank you, Matt Striker.
I mean, he failed at being a wrestler for the WWECW thing. He failed at being a good announcer, like when they brought him up to, like, I think he was in SmackDown. And now, but for some reason, he's still with major wrestling promotions for some reason. I never got him. I never got why people liked him. I never got what was special about him. I never got all the people that were defending him. It's like, honestly, why do you keep him around?
I just think he's average. He's a commentator. He sucks, but like he's nothing great. So I don't get the big hype.
All right. So now, you see, this guy, I remember being hyped up by the Smarks a lot, especially when he was in Ring of Honor for a while. And they keep saying every time he gets close to the main event that this is the time he's really going to break out and become a star. And he just proves them wrong every single time. So this is Moose. And Moose's 6 years as an offensive lineman playing for the NFL prepared him to be a standout in the world of professional wrestling, even though every time they push him in the main event, he does absolutely nothing with him. A two-time Impact Grand Champion, Moose is easily one of Impact's most hard-hitting competitors. With a passion for athletics and knowledge in the industry, Moose is able to set himself apart from the rest. So, even with what I just said, I mean, the physique is fine, but that's really all he has going for him. I think he also has some high-flying abilities, so of course the Smarks are going to go for that, but I don't know. Do you see any good in him?
He's decent. I've seen some of his stuff. He can do flips. He can do moonsaults, top of the rope stuff. He's pretty much athletic, similar to Bobby Lashley. So, I mean, I'd say keep him. He's not the best, but he's at least worth watching in a match. So, I'd say keep him though.
I think the stank of ROH is still lingering on him though. And that's why I never take him seriously. And like I said, he gets pushed so many times, but he doesn't really do much with it. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I mean, sure, you can keep him, but I don't know how many more times you can give him a main event push and him dropping the ball each time. All right. So who are these? Oh, the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah.
You know these guys?
Yeah, they big tag team. I don't know, probably like the most well-known of this company. Just high flyers, just lots of diving over the top rope, one of them, then the other one dives through the middle rope and they take everybody out. Just lots of like tag double move crap. One of them jumps through the middle of the rope and then gets caught by people. The other one jumps over the top and knocks everybody.
Honestly, how many more times are we going to see that spot in professional wrestling? Because I'm surprised even the Sparks are still marking out for those sort of spots. Just the over the top rope, through the rope kind of dives. It's played out. It was played out like 5 years ago, and it's still played out even to this day. Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley of the Motor City Machine Guns are one of the most popular and successful tag teams in Impact Wrestling history. They made their shocking return at Slammiversary and put the entire tag team division on notice. So, I mean, if they're probably, with that said, they're going to give them as many tag team titles as they can.
Yeah, they've had a lot of titles and they've been in a lot of main events. So, I don't know. They're not awful, but they're just generic flipping, doing the same spots. Lots of jumping over the other, like jumping off of one and then doing like a drop kick. Nothing really special, but I say keep them, I guess, just because they're sort of one of the originals, I feel like, in the company.
I won't argue that one. So now we got Danny O'Brien, basically. Petey Williams.
Oh, boy.
I guess he has a Canadian nationalist gimmick, if the flag is any indication, wrapping himself in the flag. As a former member of Team Canada, Petey Williams wears his heart on his sleeve when it comes for his love for his home country. So there we go. The former X Division champion is back with a fierce determination and, of course, his influential finishing move known as the Canadian Destroyer, which we have seen so many times in professional wrestling these days. It's getting redundant. It's getting overdone. Please find something else to do in a wrestling match. Will Maple Leaf Muscle set his sights on the X Division title once again? So I guess, well, I shouldn't say they're going to keep him in the X Division because, there's so many guys that have cashed in the X Division for the main event. But I don't know. Do you see main event in this at all?
No, I've seen him in mid-card, low mid-card, tag, and stuff like that. That's about it. X Division and tag is really as far as he'll go.
Okay, so you have seen him before?
Yeah, I've seen him. He was one of the originals. I think he was actually at the live show I went to of TNA once.
Okay. I've never heard of this guy, so you know more than me. But seriously, we've seen too many Canadian destroyers. Can we please get away from that for a while, please? Everybody's doing it now. It pisses me off. Okay, so we got Rachel Ellering, which guess is Paul Ellring's daughter or something like that. Second generation star Rachel Ellering made her Impact Wrestling debut when she was handpicked by the legendary Jazz to be the tag team partner of Jordan Grace. Okay, that makes sense. At Rebellion, oh my god, the Queen of Strong Smile. Really? We already have to hear like multiple wrestlers call themselves the King of Strong Style, and we have to be funny with this nickname.
She's not even smiling in her picture.
No, she's supposed to be a serious wrestler. At Rebellion, the Queen of Strong Smile captured the Knockouts Tag Team Championships alongside Jordan Grace in her very first match in Impact Wrestling. So, yeah, again, do you see the face of the Knockouts division anytime soon with this?
No, she sucks. I'll be smiling when she gets fired.
I wonder if she smiles as much as Bailey did when she was a babyface.
Oh god, that was terrible.
Just imagine if they put Queen of Strong Smile on a shirt and watch all the fat neckbeards buy that by the piece too. Ugh. Gross. So now we got Zubair.
Pretty much.
Oh my god. Raj Singh. He's not Indian though. When the Desi Hit Squad needed new life, when it needed an enforcer, who else would the great Gema Singh, because he's supposed to be great, folks, turn to then his own son. While Raj Singh has a great legacy to live up to, who better to guide him to success than Gama? Quickly finding an easy chemistry with Rohit Raju, Raj adds brute force and power to Raju's striking and technical precision. Both men are ready to carry the Desi Hit Squad to new heights. So obviously, you know, it's instant heat for him just because gimmicks like this work so well for a heel. But would you give him a world championship?
No, I've mid card. Other than him being a generic name that people know, I don't see anything special.
I mean, he's basically Jinder Mahal without the steroids.
Pretty much.
I mean, Jinder Mahal, we still had that on his head, but yeah, mid card sounds about right. I mean, he's 213 pounds. So, come on, guys. All right. Are we getting anywhere? Okay, we're at the R's. And it's an ECW original who has pretty much been destroying his career with every new year. Rhino. Channeling the ferocity of his namesake, Rhino is a competitor like none other. Rhino has earned the reputation of being nearly impossible to prepare for, able to strike at any time with his gore, gore, gore. As a former world champion, he has decades of proven experience and shows no signs of relenting. Rhino's continued success comes from his approach of gore now. I'll let you have the floor on this one since you're an ECW fan. Just give your thoughts on Rhino just throughout his career.
He's all right. He's short, athletic-ish, and, you know, was good at fucking ECW, but I don't get why he's in this. I know he was in WWE and did shit with Heath Slater. I don't get why he's here. I think he did a lot of those Legends nights where Legends came up and stuff, and I think they did stuff like that on ECW and Impact, if I remember, but he hasn't done anything in this. I don't think he's won the world title yet or anything, but he's just, yeah, I don't even see why he's even here. He contributes nothing.
I still remember he actually ran for some sort of political office, like near the end of his WWE run. But I guess he lost because he's still doing this here. So he tried to go the Kane route, but just failed. But yeah, that's Rhino. I thought you'd have more to say, but okay. It's the wife beater himself, Rich Swann, everybody. one of the most gifted and charismatic athletes on the planet, and he also beat up his Japanese wife too. Rich Swann brings a unique style and record of success to Impact Wrestling. Within his first year with the company, Swann became the X Division champion, distinguishing himself with his signature maneuver, the Phoenix Splash. Because we've never seen a Phoenix Splash before in wrestling. Whatever goals Rich sets for himself next, whether it is competing for tag team gold with his partner Willie Mack or going after the world championship, he is sure to prove that he's willing to compete all night long. And I gotta say, this guy was overpushed the hell on their 205 live show. He was just doing like a dancing gimmick, at least in his entrance. But yeah, there was. You hear the name so much. I think he had the TNA World Championship too for a while before Kenny Omega defeated him for it too. So they already gave him the title.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on this guy?
I never liked him. He looks like a rapper. He doesn't even look like a wrestler. Never cared for 205 Live. Never watched much of it. And the fact they already gave him the frickin' title. Yeah, it was probably, hey, we're going to hire you. And to prove that we're, not racist like WWE, here's the free title. Like, yeah. So I think it went from him to Kenny Omega. So two people I don't give a shit about ended up with the title. So
I think it's more like a response to Kofi Kingston getting the world title, and then they gave it to Rich Swann because they want the high-flying black guy to get a world title too.
Yeah, he can get fired or go to I don't know, tagged stuff. I don't care for him. He's not gonna go anywhere.
No. So here's the other Indian guy. From his roots in the Desi Hit Squad, Rohit Raju has raised the ire of the Impact fan base through his often disrespectful actions in the ring. So yeah, just a heel gimmick. Is there anything to add that we got on the other guy with this one?
He looks ridiculous in that robe. He looks like he's praying, and screw him. He can get fired.
I don't think that you'd say any more than that. So now here's Rosemary, someone that you have a lot of praise for. So we'll let you talk about her right after I get done with the description here. So the Demon Assassin, a master manipulator and one of the most destructive knockouts champions of all time, Rosemary begins her attack on her opponents long before they meet her in the ring. Her mind games and wicked antics have made her nearly impossible to defeat. To quote her directly, "We back down from no physical danger and are a master of manipulation of the mortal emotional psyche." Well, if that doesn't explain her perfectly, knockouts beware. The age of shadow is upon you. So go right ahead.
I actually don't mind her as a wrestler. There's very few female wrestlers I don't mind. I hate a lot of them. I'd say 90%. But I don't mind her. She's got sort of the, I don't know, if you were to take the Undertaker or Darkness vibe, she's got that. But it was before Bray Wyatt, before Alexa Bliss, before all this crap. So you can't say it was ripped off from WWE because other than Undertaker, they haven't really done much with that. And I think the monster sort of gimmick type thing for her works. Didn't really work for Abyss, didn't work for Black Reign or Relic or any of them, but I feel like it works decently for her, especially when she's in that stable with that, fucking guy in the bull mask and the crazy Steve. So I don't mind her in that. Decent in-ring wrestler. I know people might disagree, but I definitely don't think she's terrible. she has this whole rivalry with Su Yung that isn't awful, but Su Yung on her own kind of sucks. But yeah, I don't mind her. She can stay.
I mean, when it comes to wrestlers with face paint, I don't really mind it if there's a character with it. I mean, you see so many people like Finn Balor or Darby Allin in AEW doing the whole face paint thing, and they don't have a gimmick. But I will say I did see a couple promos with her, and she wasn't horrible with it, but I don't think it was really anything memorable. I mean, she's okay, but yeah, I mean, putting her into like being something memorable. I'm still need to see more of that, in my honest opinion. But yeah, it is what it is. Nothing too bad. Sammy Callahan. Oh my god, the guy with the baseball bat. Some would call him a psychopath. Again, more psychopaths. How many more have we gotten for psychopaths in Impact Wrestling? Have you been keeping check?
Like 4 or 5 at least.
Yeah. The former leader of Ohio versus Everything made a splash upon his arrival to Impact Wrestling at Bound for Glory 2017 and has been relentless ever since. Sammy has reached the pinnacle of success at Impact Wrestling when he defeated Brian Cage on the debut of Impact on Access TV in October 2019 to become the Impact World Champion at 210 pounds, people. Sammy has since left his OVE members behind, revealing himself as the ICU hacker, using technology and mind games to get into the heads of his opponents. Sammy is one of the toughest, most skilled competitors in the ring at Impact Wrestling, but he isn't afraid to use his black baseball bat if somebody gets in his way to reclaiming the Impact World Championship. So this guy I've heard for years. He was in a tag team with Dean Ambrose when they were in the Indies back in the day. I think they were in like CZW or something like that. And then, like a couple years after Dean Ambrose went to WWE, Sammy went, and they gave him the name Solomon Crow. And like they say in the description, they had him doing the hacker gimmick. But he did that. He was in NXT for months. And then when he debuted, they didn't do anything at all with him. And then they released him just like that. And then I think he went to Lucha Underground, and now he's in Impact. And I guess the only thing noteworthy was the baseball bat incident with Eddie Edwards when he legit struck him with a baseball bat. But yeah, this is just an emo-looking guy, basically. Can't believe they gave him a world title. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this guy?
He's just generic tough guy, like, oh, I'll beat you up with this. I mean, I don't see him as anything important. Everyone thinks he's like this great main eventer, great talent, like tough guy, and it's like, okay, yeah, he's just not even that impressive. I don't get how he could be such a tough guy. He's 210 pounds.
I mean, this is the wrestling industry nowadays. I mean, if a Rich Swann could be a world champion in that company, does it really surprise you? Just saying. Okay, who's next? Who the hell is this guy? Looks like fatter Elton John. What's his name? Oh, Scott Damore. Former Team Canada member Scott Damore is the now Executive Vice President of Impact Wrestling. I mean, that pretty much says it all. We don't really have to say much. Who's this guy? Another big guy, Shera. Recently on Impact, Shera made a shocking return and proved that they really need to do better on these descriptions. And he proved that he is still a powerful force to be reckoned with. Alongside his longtime ally, Red Raju, what will the Sony 6 Invitational Trophy winner accomplish next? Did they do a partnership with Sony that I didn't know about? he's Indian, but he kind of has that Samoan look going for him. Can you kind of see that?
Sort of, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, he looks like Aquaman pretty much. I mean, disregarding the tooth necklace. But yeah, do you see main eventer at any point with him?
Nope, he's just generic.
And I love how his signature move is called Sky High. Wasn't that a Disney movie like 20 years ago?
Maybe.
Where it was like,
I don't know.
where it was like superhero kids go and basically have their version of school.
Might have been. I don't know. He looks just boring.
Yeah. Long hair, big beard, because you'd fit right in with WWE too, just by that look. All right, here's a TNA veteran, Suicide. Suicide is one of the most mysterious individuals in Impact Wrestling, despite the fact that we've seen him get unmasked a few times. Hailing from parts unknown, nobody knows his true identity. What we do know is that the Masked Marvel is a former X Division champion and is one of the most athletic stars the X Division has ever seen. So you've seen him many times. So give your thoughts on his career with Impact from what you've seen.
He's entertaining in X Division and stuff like that. He's got the gimmick where he's pretty much, I think, been like 2 to 4 different people at this point who've played him. There was one point where his name was Suicide, and then they changed his name to Manic. So I'm surprised it's back to Suicide. I don't know if people were offended by that, or it was just really weird because every time they come out, they'll be like, introducing Manic. And I'm like, you mean Suicide from 2 weeks ago? But yeah, like, I don't mind him. He's just, X Division material. Definitely would have given him a world title, but he's abusing. He's not great.
200 pounds, though, at that time? World title? 200 pounds back then?
I don't know how much he was back then, but
I know Austin Aries was in for a short period. They had TJ Perkins play him in more recent times. But yeah, anyone that was like a good high flyer was probably given that mask.
Probably.
But yeah, that's Suicide. Like, I actually do remember when he was Manic. I think that was the TJ Perkins years. Susan, who the hell is that? Oh, she's a manager. After a demonic ritual at the hands of Father James Mitchell, so there's another person that James Mitchell was working with after Abyss. Su Yung has been transformed into Susie.
Ugh.
Okay, so there we go. They Americanized her. As seen recently on Impact, Susan has joined forces with her former adversaries and is now fighting alongside Diona Perazzo and Kimberly. So, like I said, manager. I don't think you can talk much about managers, but what do you think just on this look?
Su Yung was the one who always battled against Rosemary, so that wasn't a terrible rivalry, although it wasn't anything great. But they took her from that and turned her into corporate Karen. So yeah, it's pretty much like, she's just awful now. I never really liked her before, but at least she had a unique look. But now, great. You have a business shirt on and, great. Awful.
Wasn't there like emo female wrestler like back in the day that they had do like a parody of Sarah Palin back in like 2008, 2009?
Familiar. I don't remember who it is, but
it kind of looks like the same basic idea.
Yeah, this looks awful.
Yeah. All right. Susie. So this looks like Alexa Bliss territory. Ever since Susie's mysterious arrival in Impact Wrestling, she has been wandering the arena halls in search of something. During her journey, she has to put up a fight against some of the top knockout Impact Wrestling has to offer. One thing is for certain, whatever you do, do not make Susie angry or you may find yourself on the receiving end of a terrifying attack from the not-so-pleasant Su Yung. So, again, another crazy gimmick. That makes it, 5 or 6 crazy wrestlers in this company now?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And I love how she has those small little heart penciled in things on her cheek that you see from girls from time to time, too. It looks ridiculous, that kind of look. Just in my opinion.
Powerpuff Girls outfit, so
yeah. I don't know. I mean, she has a gimmick, I'll give her that, but do you think that she'd be at the top of the knockout division?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so. She just looks crap.
All right, so here's your Su Yung.
Yep.
Did you say she was like in a tag team with Rosemary?
No, she was Rosemary's rival, so it was sort of demon versus demon type rivalry. Wasn't awful, but
so it says Su Yung is dark, mysterious, and dangerous. Again,
yep,
more dangerous, more insane, more all this. You see a pattern here, people? When Sue arrived to Impact Wrestling, she immediately went after the Knockouts champion, Ali, and took her out with her devastating signature move, the Panic Switch, sending a chill down the spine of every other knockout in Impact Wrestling. Since then, Sue has only added to her nefarious persona, surrounding herself with the undead bridesmaids, whatever that is, striking fear into the hearts of everyone she encounters and even winning the Knockouts title. So they did give her the title. Honestly, I don't know. Just another Japanese. Is she Japanese? Or
I think. Oh, what I remember about the undead bridesmaids, though, it's pretty much like the essential like ministry or drones thing that Undertaker had, but it's undead zombie type crap. Not as bad as the WWE Miz zombie crap, but you know, zombie undead type thing surrounding the ring, and yeah.
I don't know. When I think of the Ministry of Darkness, I think cheesy, but also kind of badass at the same time. So I don't know what I'd say about that comparison, but yeah. So that's Su Yung, and this looks like the character is a riveter or something like that, like those old time riveters, even with the headband. So this is Taylor Wilde. Former Knockouts champion Taylor Wilde returned to Impact Wrestling at the Rebellion pay-per-view event and sent a physical message to the Knockout champion Deonna Purrazzo. With her intentions made crystal clear, there's only one thing left to do. Let's get wild. Ha ha ha. I mean, this kind of looks like what's the name of the female wrestler in WWE that's kind of like an old-timey gimmick. The name escapes me, but it kind of looks like her. But yeah,
doesn't look special, so
I mean, kind of cute. But that's kind of where I'll leave it. But yeah, there's nothing much to say there, I guess. All right, so we got Tennille Dashwood, also known as Emma from WWE. Tennille Dashwood is here to show the world that it's all about her. The native-born Australian has competed all over the world, because how many wrestlers have been described as having wrestled all over the world? I mean,
most of them pretty much.
I mean, I've heard that phrase too many times that it's gotten to not to ad nauseum, even when the Smartbusters were saying it. So she's competed all around the world against the very best females the professional wrestling industry has to offer. So she's a big thing here, folks. Alongside her personal photographer, Caleb with a K, Gay, Tennille is looking to parlay the success she had into becoming the Knockouts champion. I'm pretty sure that she was already champion because these descriptions are kind of out of date. But yeah, she was Emma. Very, very ridiculous gimmick to start. Then they turned her heel, made her super serious. And then she got caught. She got caught robbing, I guess, a Walmart with a cell phone charger case or cell phone case, and she got depushed for that. And then they tried to bring her back looking all sexy. They gave her like promos for like 4 weeks, and then when she debuted with it, they just had her go back to what she was originally doing. But yeah, I mean, Emma was okay. She's not bad looking. I think I preferred her as a blonde instead of this darker haired shit. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, do you have any memories of Emma, or as she's known as, Tennille Dashwood?
Not really. I mean, she looks like a Zumba instructor now, so.
Oh, I forgot to say she was also in a manager or some sort of partnership with Santino Marella too.
Oh God,
I think that was when she debuted too. So that was a great way to start off her WWE career. But yeah, I think it was another Smark favorite, and then she just kind of has been drifting since then. Oh, it's your favorite tag team that's next. The Good Brothers.
ugh.
Also known as the Sweaty Bears for us. Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, otherwise known as the Good Brothers, have arrived in Impact Wrestling. What destruction will they bring to Thursday nights on Access TV? So we got Carl Anderson and we got Festus here. I actually read that Carl Anderson actually cheated on his wife recently too.
Oh, that's
some sort of wrestling gossip. So go ahead and rant on them, because I know that you think they're shit just like I do.
They're horrible. They're one medium-sized guy and one midget, both bald, both try to act like they're the tough guys. Like, have they had titles? Have they had main event things? Like, they just suck. They don't do anything.
Like I said, the Smarks loved them because they wrestled in Japan and they were part of the
give a shit if they
Club.
In Japan. Club. They're awful. They are terrible wrestlers. They're not entertaining. They put people to sleep.
I still remember CM Punk in his promo saying that Luke Gallows was something that a wrestler would look like in 2012. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, CM Punk? Just absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I never got the hype with these guys. Never
Fire
did.
them both. Send them back to Japan so I don't need to see them ever again.
Oh God, then the Smarks will love them even more.
Well, keep it over there. Keep it away from my TV.
And of course, because they're affiliated with Kenny Omega, they're going to AEW as well.
Oh God.
Yeah. Just get them out of here. Goodbye. So now we're at TJP, who was Manic, by the way. TJP is one of the most athletic stars on the Impact Wrestling roster. It doesn't matter if it's an X Division style of match or not. TJP is well versed and can adapt to any situation. At Final Resolution on Impact Plus, TJP's alter ego Manic defeated Rohit Raju to become X Division champion. So this guy was in TNA, of course, for a while. I know he was Suicide and Manic. Then he went to WWE. He was on 205 Live. He had pretty much the worst entrance. I mean, he had like one of those Nintendo startup entrances where they had like a Nintendo version of him on it, and it was horrible. I mean, seriously, very cringeworthy. So I guess at some point they released him, and now he's back here. But
I like him.
167 pounds, people. 167 pounds.
Pretty sure some of the divas weigh more than that.
Yeah. But yeah, I take it. I mean, high flyer. Did you even like Manic?
No, I never thought Manic was impressive.
Yeah.
Never liked Manic, and definitely don't like this look.
Yeah, he's a certified nerd and all that shit. So
yeah, well, he can get fired, go home and play Atari, and just leave everyone alone because he sucks.
Pretty much, people. Really, Tommy Dreamer? You're still wrestling at 80 years old?
Yeah.
Seriously? I mean, when is enough, man? As a living legend in professional wrestling, Tommy Dreamer commands a unique level of respect among the Impact Wrestling locker room and fans. Known as an ECW original and the innovator of violence, Tommy now uses his influence to try and lead a new generation of athletes because he was such a big athlete in ECW, you know? Sometimes that leadership comes in the form of friendships forged with competitors like Tessa Blanchard or Eddie Edwards, and sometimes that leadership comes on the receiving end of a kendo stick shot. Like I said, come on, Tommy, please retire. You have nothing left to prove. Seriously, you've been at this for 35 years, something like that. Just end it, please. Go ahead.
Put him on a Legends night or something. That's about it. He's got nothing else to really do there.
I think I remember some people were upset that he got a world championship opportunity when Rich Swann was still champion, like earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Yet he still has more credibility in Rich Swann, so I wouldn't be too pissed if he had a world championship run.
I just don't get it. Why is he trying to go into every company and get every title? And
I don't know. He's what, in his early 50s now? Yeah. Move on, man. You've done enough. All right. How much more do we have? We've been going on for a while now. Oh, we're almost done. Jesus Christ. Thankfully. All right. Who's this guy? Trey Migel. I mean, I'm not even going to say the description because they typed it up like they don't give a shit. But yeah, this guy looks like another cruiserweight, 172 pounds, of course. The tattoos, of course, he has that tough guy look, and the face says that as well. But he's probably just another jobber.
Yeah, he looks like a less steroided Machine Gun Kelly before his music career.
Oh, don't even get me started with that.
Yeah, I don't even. Who the hell is this? Like, wow, fresh to death. What a great signature move. Yeah, it'll be a fresh relief when he's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's nothing more to say from that. Willie Mack. His head looks bigger than his body, and his boobs are like drooping over him too.
Great, he's a bobblehead.
From South Central LA, Willie Mack is one of the most unique athletes in Impact Wrestling history. Unique athlete. I mean, what do you say to that? Combining power. What?
I see nothing unique about him. He's a generic black wrestler.
Combining power, athleticism, and entertainment, Willie Mack has proven to be a competitor who always keeps his opponents on their toes. So he's unpredictable as well. Until he plants them on their back, of course. Yeah. No. Another embarrassment. The droopy tits doesn't help his cause. The big beard doesn't help his cause.
Just put him in the New Day.
No, and he has the stunner as a signature move too.
Oh, wonderful.
I mean, we have Kevin Owens trying to destroy Stone Cold's legacy. Let's have this guy destroyed even more too. I mean, thoughts. I know he's doing the gang signs too, so
yeah, he's edgy with the gang signs. He's going nowhere.
And the sad part is, I actually know this guy because he was on like the second season of Lucha Underground, and he was doing a lot of extreme matches too. Oh, so God. I'm cursed to know that I knew this guy at one point. All right. So now here's your favorite wrestler of all time.
Yeah.
Oh my God. W. Morrissey. I know there was someone that told me that it sounded like a Jewish law firm too. That particular name. Much. That's embarrassing. W. Morrissey, how the hell did Big Cass agree to that?
He probably just wanted a job, considering he was mentally unstable and he'd take anything.
Yeah. W. Morrissey, quote unquote, shocked the world like he's the shock master when he made his Impact Wrestling debut at Rebellion as one of the largest athletes in professional wrestling. Morrissey is a powerful force that will not go unnoticed. Brace yourself for W. Morrissey. It's just, he looks like Edge. It looks like he's been trying to, build muscle at least. I mean, you can see the six-pack abs a little bit, but his tits still look big, and he still has the beard and the long hair, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I never liked him. He sucks. I don't get the big deal with him, and now he's an Impact, and everyone thinks it's like the greatest thing ever. I'm like, great. Somebody that nobody liked before is now in a company that is failing, so good job.
And his promos really sucked. I mean, there was a reason why Enzo was there with him. I mean, every time they gave him the mic, it was he couldn't do shit. Even when they broke the two apart, it was pretty laughable to watch him try to cut a promo.
Yeah, he's literally there because he's a big person. He's tall. He's a big guy
in some way.
He's probably the biggest wrestler they actually have.
Yeah. I mean, 6'10". I mean, he'll tower over pretty much everybody there. And yet he's still not talented at all. I mean, maybe if he was a little more serious with his character, maybe he could be a main eventer, but I don't know. I think the stank that he got from his WWE run pretty much means that that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't see him going anywhere in this company. Ugh.
No, not at all. All right, and last but not least, I think this is on a very fitting note. This is very fitting. Larry D and AC Romero has teamed up to form one of the largest tag teams in Impact Wrestling history. And large is not saying enough about it. The tag division has been warned. Brace yourself for their earth-shattering offense. And I guess every time they go on top of you, your bones will probably shatter within seconds too. Because just look at their stomachs. Look at their fucking stomachs right there. I mean, again, they look like they need to be milked instantly. Like, come on now. I mean, just look at this guy. Seriously. I wouldn't want him to fall on top of me.
It's Samoa Joe's replacement.
Oh my God. Not even Samoa Joe would ever dream of being that fat. What an embarrassment. This is just terrible. But yeah, I guess that's about it, folks. But what did we learn from this? Honestly,
TNA will hire anyone. If you're a WWE reject or a reject from somewhere, just tell them, you're happy to be there and you'll do anything. You'll get a job.
Not only that, but they just love to have half the roster be psychopaths or have crazy gimmicks too. I guess that's the in thing now in that company. If you're crazy, then you'll be over or something. But
crazy, flipping, jumping bean, or if you're just fat or have mental issues, thank you, Big Cass, you'll get a job.
Yep. And Andy, you said this before, but yeah, wrestling is screwed. And that's just from the entire industry. And you hear about all the smarks loving this shit alongside the Japanese stuff. The Japanese stuff is, I think, now officially being taken over because now we have WWE partnering with New Japan. So the one thing that they really, really beat into our heads with Japanese wrestling, it's now going to get worse and worse now with this partnership.
Yeah, and out of that whole roster, there's maybe 4 or 5 people who are actual talented, or I wouldn't mind tuning into. The rest
Right.
are either just garbage, the same and generic as everybody else. And then there's people like Tommy Dreamer and Hernandez who aren't terrible, but they've been
Right.
around for frickin' ever. Like, I don't give a shit to see them. Um, Bobby Lashley, Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, MVP, Scott Steiner, Team 3D. That was like the good original stuff, but now it's just like great. W. Morrissey is literally their tallest guy. You have XXL or whatever, who's just 2 literal fat guys. Great. So they're going to dominate the tag division until one of them dies from eating a cheeseburger.
And most of the knockout division looks like complete ass too, which is sad because they did have a great women's division too.
Gail Kim wasn't bad. Beautiful People wasn't a bad thing. Sue Young and Rosemary are really the only ones, but like everybody else is generic, blonde, happy to be there.
I mean, the knockouts were hot. I mean, I'm not going to sound like a smart and say, "Oh, women's wrestling rules," but it was the same thing with the Trishas and Litas and the Tories and the Stacys. If you're hot, that's all that matters. And there was a lot of hot knockouts that just happened to know how to wrestle. That's why it was over back then.
Yeah, there's all generic. There's that one that we saw that had the really big biceps. I honestly thought that
yeah, Jordan Grace.
I thought that was a dude.
The China ripoff.
Yeah, so
I mean, those were China's. It was like she was so inspired by China, she got the same exact arms.
Yeah, the women's division's a joke. I don't even know what tag division they have. X division, and then yeah, I don't even think there's enough talent I want to keep on that roster to make one X division match. So it's just awful.
Yeah, although I wasn't the biggest X division fan, but I know it was something that was unique to them, just like the 6-sided ring back in the 2000s. So I'll give them praise for the uniqueness of that, but that was pretty much it. But yeah, we're gonna stop it right there. I don't know where our next video will be, but I know we have some ideas out there. I think I mentioned like doing like Dark Side of the Ring reviews because those were a big one. I know we're gonna probably do more roster reviews. Was there anything more that you had for ideas?
We could do other stuff too, like video game or music reviews for anything.
Yeah, I know video games, like a video game appreciation video was one of them, so we'll probably get to that as well. But I'm just going to do like a cheap plug and say subscribe to the channel. You can find us right here, and then on Twitter it's Spike Shooter, just like that. At some point though, I think you should get your own Twitter and shit for that as well. I know that
I'll need to get mine back. I got kicked off.
Oh, okay. So at some point he'll have a Twitter as well. But yeah, just like and subscribe and all that good shit. But yeah, we'll wrap it up there. So until then, see you guys later and take care.